1, 2. 1, 2. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Fans, welcome to Davis Gym for match 1 of the Bucknell Volleyball Invitational, featuring the NJIT Highlanders and the LIU Sharks. Let's meet today's starters for match 1. First for the Highlanders. A sophomore from LIU, Texas, number 1, Asher. A senior from Reiningsburg, Pennsylvania, number 4, a senior from Willow Springs, Illinois, number 6, Corby Branch. A sophomore from Belleville, Illinois, number 7, Candy Odyssey. A sophomore from Lisbon, Portugal, number 10, Ines Moreau. A senior from Colonia, New Jersey, number 12, Impaglia Shula. And the libero from NJIT. A freshman from Istanbul, Turkey, number 9, Jola Emil. NJIT is led by head coach Pedro Trevino. He's assisted by Jackie Yellers. And now the starting lineup for the Sharks. A redshirt sophomore from Pico, Ohio, number 8, Olivia Lucia. A senior from Prague, Czech Republic, number 16, Karura Posvaga. A sophomore from
What?
number 17, Katie Bird. A sophomore from Rwanda, number 19, Celine Muruga. A sophomore from Nelson, New Zealand, number 20, Sophie Young.
The start of an action-packed weekend of volleyball on the campus of Bucknell University here in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, inside the Davis Gym, the home of Bison Volleyball and Wrestling. Good afternoon. Welcome in. Sam Cooperman with you here on Bucknell Athletic YouTube. LIU and NJIT are the first to square off in this weekend's affairs. Bucknell and George Washington will follow this up with a 6 p.m. start. After the anthem, we'll have starters and the opening serve.
Everybody wants to eat better. And the only thing better than eating better is eating better while you're spending less. And that's what you'll get at your neighborhood Wise Market. Whether it's everyday low price, buy more, save more, or a weekly ad special, you'll spend less at Wise. All the food you like at prices you'll love.
Eat better, spend less, that's Wise.
At times like these, we lean on each other. Family, friends, neighbors. We're united in the fight. Geisinger was born more than 100 years ago in the face of another public health crisis. We beat that one, we'll beat this one too. By doing what we've always done, provide world-class health care to our neighbors and friends and their families. Long live heroes. Long live everyone.
Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, AVP, has resumed daily round-trip flights to Washington's Dulles. Leave AVP in the morning, be in D.C. for the day, and return in time for dinner. Or fly hassle-free from AVP to Charlotte and Chicago with daily flights heading south and west. It's safe, easy, and convenient. Download the Fly AVP app to track departures and arrivals, check parking lot and garage space, and terminal amenities. Fly AVP hassle-free.
Back inside Davis Gym, we're ready for some volleyball. A weekend full of it, a 4-team invitational. The LIU Sharks are in white. The NJIT Highlanders are in red. We'll meet the starters for both teams. We'll start with NJIT. Asher Vallone, the sophomore from Laredo, Texas, the outside hitter. Adriana Getz Morales, the senior from Brengsville, Pennsylvania, so down by Allentown. Courtney Branch, the senior, the team leader with 91 blocks last season from Willow Springs, Illinois. Doa Emel, the freshman from Istanbul, Turkey, is the libero for the Highlanders. Ines Valea, the sophomore from Lisbon, Portugal, is a middle blocker. Juliana Impaglia, one of the captains on the team, the senior setter from Colonia, New Jersey. They're coached by Pedro Trevino, the NJIT men's volleyball setter from 1997 to 2000, leads his team here after getting their first win of the year just a few days ago in a home match with fellow in-state foe, St. Peter's. On the other side, LIU, led by Ken Coe in his 8th year. He was at LIU Brooklyn prior to the merger with LIU CW Post. They're now Long Island University, and that's that team. They're coming off a pretty impressive performance in Arizona, down in Tucson, where they got a win over Alabama State as part of the University of Arizona's invitational there. Their starters, led by the libero, Anastasia Scott, back-to-back NEC Defensive Player of the Year. Carolina Nova is an outside hitter, senior from the Czech Republic. Also from the Czech Republic, Barbara Haskova, a senior outside hitter. Katie Berg, the sophomore from McPherson, Kansas, a middle blocker. Sophie Young, the sophomore setter from Nelson, New Zealand, and Celine Mukura, the sophomore from Rwanda, the other outside hitter for LIU. Mukura is taken off for the libero Scott. LIU to serve it away first. Sophie Young leads us off. On the whistle by Steve Cooper, we are underway here from Bucknell. The first Bucknell home invitational since 2019 as NJIT rises up and gets it to go. It was tipped up front. That's the first point of the afternoon, and Getz Morales gets it done. Side out going to the Highlanders, something that NJIT leader Pedro Trevino said that you think about Pete Sampras in tennis in terms of your team's identity. Just get it over the net. Not trying to think too big here as that serve is sent away and in by Vallone. LIU tries to pat it over and does. The winner coming from Nova. So one aside, back on serve are the LIU Sharks. Bucknell and GW coming up at 6 o'clock. That will air on the Patriot League on ESPN. Happy to have you here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube page for all the non-Bucknell matches. Here's Nova on serve. To the back row, NJIT sets up its attack with the back set. Gets Morales, doesn't finish it off that time. LIU has a little trouble. Unable to put it away was Varela, the middle hitter. And point NJIT, the Highlanders go up 2-1 here in the opening set. Serve to NJIT and Ines Varela, the sophomore from Portugal. Stands all the way back here in Davis Gym, of course, prior to the inception of Soika Pavilion, where Bucknell basketball played for many, many years. Goes to the libero Scott and set up for a cross-court sling that doesn't finish it off. And that was tipped down and through for the LIU point. Olivia Lucia makes it 2-2. Kenko brings on Katie Berg, middle blocker, 6'4" sophomore. They have 3 players 6'4" or taller, 8 6'0" or above. So this is a very large LIU team. Scott serve sets up NJIT as Branch ends up winning the point. 3-2, Highlanders. Side out, side out, side out, side out. We're going back and forth here in set 1. Gets Morales, serves it here. Set it up front. Back with the Highlanders. That's a whizzing shot from Getz Morales for the point. NJIT takes the 2-point lead in the first, and they have serve. Andreana Getz Morales, senior from the Allentown area, goes down the line. Hit off a couple blockers and through. LIU, Amaris Smith with the point. (4-3) here is Ken Coe. Shouts out instructions, gets his team resituated. On rotation, they take off Haskova as well as Young. Ali Murr is one of the two inserted, serves it here. Portland natives first time on the floor this weekend. Branch couldn't put it away. Scott up front. Mukura has it denied for the Highlander point. 5-3 NJIT after that. Cami Augustine is back to serve. Sophomore from Belleville, Illinois. Mertz sets it up and put away for the point. It's Katie Berg. Serve back to LIU, 5-4. Predicted second in the NEC preseason poll. Reached the postseason all 3 years since the CW Post and Brooklyn merger. There's a joust for it up front. It's back for NJIT. And Valone into the net. LIU ties it up at 5. They try to establish a run. Amaris Smith from Castle Rock, Colorado. Led the team in kills the first two of the Arizona Cactus Classic and gets a very generous service ace there. A breakdown on the back line, and LIU pulls ahead 6-5. We'll see what Smith does here. Into the net. And we're even at 6. Pedro Trevino makes a substitution. Ines Varela, the sophomore from Portugal, takes the spot of Courtney Branch, the senior from Illinois. The libero, Emil, just a freshman from Istanbul. Really great culture of field hockey in Turkey. Field hockey, beg your pardon. There might be that too, but we're talking about volleyball here. Look at some top players at this level are from Turkey. Her serve is set up. Mukura for the point. Celine Mukura does not hail from Turkey. She hails from Rwanda, part of the international flair on this LIU team. They lead it 7-6 in the first. Katie Berg, the sophomore from Kansas. 7 aside. That's the second LIU service error. Juliana Impaglia, the New Jersey senior, is on serve. Scott, the first touch. Upstairs. Nova puts it down. Sharks by 1. They bring in Haskova as well as Young. Mertz and Mukura step off. Sophie Young from Nelson, New Zealand. She's a sophomore. And she was the first to serve it today. A lot of power on that serve to the back line. Back set. And Valone gets the point off the deflection. Asher Valone was out all of last year. Her coach, Pedro Trevino, calls her a baller. She was the Husky Invitational Tournament, all-tournament team. 19 kills and a .400 hitting percentage over the 3-match affair in DeKalb, Illinois. Misses long on that shot. Nova. And the point for NJIT as they pull ahead 9-8. Here is Asher Valone. Takes a long run up and barely hits the bottom of the net. 9 aside here in the first. And what's going to be a frequent occurrence throughout the weekend, other teams will be watching each other. So the George Washington Colonials filing into the bleachers here at Davis. They'll be on the floor at 6 against Bucknell. Serve up and over from Nova. And put down for the point. It is Olivia Lucia, the sophomore from Piqua, Ohio, and the transfer from UT Martin. LIU up by 1. Nova. Low dig that time. And it works. NJIT the point. It all started with Doa Emil, who went low to get it. 10-10. Highlanders serve. Ines Varela. Goes to Scott, the libero. Upstairs. Put down, but sent back. Scott rescues it. And put away across court by Lucia. (11-10) LIU. They insert Katie Berg, the sophomore starting middle blocker. See what Anastasia Scott, the Jacksonville, Florida native, has up her sleeve here. Augustine misses long, and the point for the Sharks. They're up 2. No real extended runs in this first set. Nobody's won consecutive points more than twice in a row. Point here for LIU would make it 3 straight. Scott's serve just pops it over. Branch gets it to go. Highlanders get it back. This is an NJIT team with 12 returning members from last year's team, 5 seniors. They struggled last year going 2-25, but picked up an early win against St. Peter's this week and looking for some here in Lewisburg. The back set and a little bit of deception from Hoskova, but it doesn't burn NJIT. NJIT, meanwhile, gets the point from Cami Augustine, and they knot it up at 12. Not a lot of errors. Both teams hitting over 400 thus far. Serve from Getz Morales is handled. Placed over. Placed over again. Tapped twice, but the third time it's ladled ahead. And Paglio sets it up, and NJIT gets a point. They're up 13-12. Gets Morales here. Highlanders with 3 straight. Deep serve. Young sets it up. Blocked up front by Branch for the point. (14-12) NJIT. Gets Morales. Team has won 4 straight points. Scott, the setup. Up tall for Smith, but it's dug out by Valona. Augustine, cross court. A little slicer. 5 in a row for the Highlanders. Their last time facing LIU was before Long Island University was a Division I school. It was LIU Brooklyn. That was in 2016. LIU Brooklyn won all the 5 appearances it had against the Highlanders. And Paglia, the setup. Augustine was blocked. She tries again. Gets it to Scott. It's a really good stop from her. And it results in a Shark point. Hoskova. And after 5 straight NJIT points, LIU gets the serve. Allie Mertz is back on from Portland, Oregon, now a junior for the Sharks. Impaglia the setup, and Branch the point. So NJIT has taken a lead as we get into the back half of the set. 9 away from winning set 1 over LIU. Serve from Augustine is handled in the back row. Up for Mukura, the sliding stop from Emil. Mertz, a beautiful set for the Berg point. When you're 6'4", you don't have to jump all that high, and Katie Berg does just that. 16-14. LIU brings in Jordan McDonald, the Portage, Michigan native. Her first appearance tonight, or today. It will be tonight eventually, not quite yet. Amaris Smith is out. High toss. Impaglia, the captain, brings it up. Balone was blocked by Mukura, but NJIT tries again off the deflection. This could be trouble for the Sharks. And it is. McDonald goes long. 17-14 NJIT. Doa Emil. The Turkish freshman standing serve. Emil sets it up. Augustine places it over. Mertz the set. And the point to LIU and Katie Berg. They rotate out the libero Scott. Try to cut it to within 1. Berg the serve. Off the deflection, a bit of a scramble for LIU. Back to the Highlanders here. Impaglia hits the corner. Or at least she thought she did. She does not. It is a point for the Sharks. They're within 1. Berg. Valone from the center line misses. No, but it was deflected. It was deflected, and that makes it 18-16. Steve Cooper calls it out. He'll be officiating both today. Michael McPole is on the other side. Shane McGrady and Steve Chopstick, the other two officials. That's into the net, 18-17. Mertz and Mukura step off. Sophie Young back on to serve. And Pedro Trevino brings his team over. NJIT trying to close out the opening set here in Lewisburg. So there's Ken Coe, his 8th year leading the Sharks program as his group huddles up. 13 returning players for them. They have a loaded team, highly thought of in the Northeast Conference. And you have a really nice mix of small conference opponents this weekend. So you have the NEC in LIU, and then you go to NJIT, representing the America East Conference. Bucknell, of course, the Patriot League, and we'll have all the Bison matches on the Patriot League on ESPN. And then you have George Washington out of the Atlantic 10. There's the Sharks huddle. They have a really interesting team mascot we're certainly going to have to get to as this broadcast progresses. A 4-year-old French bulldog named Biggie Smalls, who's got his own Instagram page. Star of the team, I would say. See if we get a look at him as he peers out of his little rest area. Get that as we go. Meanwhile, serve back with LIU. Sophie Young. Horn sounds. And Young goes long. A little freezing of the kicker by Pedro Trevino, so to speak. 19-17. 6 away from set 1 for NJIT. Here's Asher Valone. Scott the first touch. Young sets it up and put down for the Sharks point. They get it from Lucia. Carolina Nova. Deflected in the back row, Varela with the kill. Courtney Branch comes back in for NJIT. They take off the libero, Emil. And Varela on serve. 5 to go for NJIT here in the first. Low dig from Scott. Up for Nova. Found the Bermuda Triangle that time. Sharks within 1. Anastasia Scott. Back-to-back NEC Defensive Player of the Year. She can do just about everything, her coach Ken Coe says. Branch tips it over. It's back to Scott. Deflected by a Highlander, but a beautiful one-handed play by Valone keeps that going. Valone in the back row again, displaying her defensive prowess. And Augustine, not sure if the net got her or if that was Haskova who got her hands on it. Either way, NJIT gives up the point, and we're even at 20. Scott again. Valone. And Paglia. And gets Morales' third hit. Goes back to LIU with the deflection in the middle. Emil, the libero, comes back on. The back set. And Paglia. Augustine tipped a few times for the point. Four to go for NJIT. Gets Morales. She had a good run earlier in the set. Placed over by Haskova. Emil up to Augustine. Taps it down. Back to Scott. LIU with Haskova. And Paglia takes it herself. And despite the diving efforts in the back row from the Highlanders and Valone, that is not enough. And we're even at 21. Sharks, no stranger to comeback wins in sets. They beat Alabama State 3-2 in the Arizona Cactus Classic. They were down the first 2 sets. Came back to win that in 5. Here's Mertz. Valone. Impaglia. Augustine. Emil keeps it alive, but not for long. Point awarded to the Sharks. They're back on top. 3 to go for LIU. Be a comeback first set for the team that's the home team in this one. Here at Bucknell. Mertz. Valone the dig. Gets Morales, goes long. Pedro Trevino calls his second and final timeout of the set. NJIT never really had a comfortable lead, but they did get to 20 first, but now they find themselves down 23-21. There once again is the LIU huddle. Ken Coe. This win would be his 100th, factoring in LIU, Brooklyn, and then, of course, LIU once the combination of schools happened. A full weekend coming up for both of these teams. Bucknell and George Washington tonight at 6. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., we get started bright and early from the Davis Gym, where NJIT faces Bucknell. At 11, it is LIU and GW. And then we continue throughout the day as everybody will get to face everybody. 3 matches for all 4 teams. A beautiful event that Bucknell is hosting for the first time since 2019. That was before Tyler Hagstrom came in after being an assistant at Princeton, and his team is off to a 3-0 start. Excited to see them square off with George Washington later tonight. Allie Mertz needs 2 more. Impaglia the set. Augustine upstairs, goes cross court with Scott stopping that. And from the back row, it's not finished just yet. Back set for Mukura, who got blocked by Augustine. Nova. That's trouble for the Highlanders. It is set point. Since 2018 NJIT, it's been a 5-1 run for LIU. Mertz. Balone. Impaglia. Branch had it tipped up front. Back with the Sharks as they settle. Mukura wins the first set for the Sharks. Celine Mukura wins the first for Long Island University. They're up 1-0 here against NJIT. We will step aside and then come back for set number 2 here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube page.
Whether it's Red Robin Burgers at home or at our place, we'll always give you plenty to smile about.
Red Robin. Yum.
He was never seen again.
Boy, talk about scary. You should see these fees on our checking and savings account.
Emily's dad saves a bunch at PenFed.
Oh, your dad wasn't in the military.
He doesn't have to be.
Whoa!
Everyone can get great rates at PenFed.
You should probably join PenFed.
Get hassle-free checking with no ATM or monthly fees.
Are you going to be here all night?
Whether you're in uniform or not.
PenFed's got great rates for everyone.
Lisa, this is a message from the Sheetz Curbside Broadcast System. Use your Sheetz app, Lisa. Order dinner for you and Jeff and the kids. And throw in your favorite chips and soda. Why not? Good curbside handoff. Sweet job, everyone. The Sheetz Curbside Broadcast System thanks you. Sheetz run and done.
A lot's changed in 30-plus years, but one thing remains the same. When you're ready for a new car or truck, count on the Fairfield Auto Group for fantastic deals. With 800 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, you'll find exactly what you want at the price you need. So while trends come and go, you'll always find the same incredible selection and savings you expect from the Fairfield family. With 5 locations in Central PA, Fairfield Auto Group for fantastic deals.
Every pass, every point, every win. What you don't see, the preparation, the dedication of every Bucknell student athlete as they strive to become champions and leaders who thrive in the classroom and beyond. Their passion for excellence fuels that pursuit, opening doors to a lifetime of success by way of Bucknell.
There's Long Island University, the winners of set 1 here against the NJIT Highlanders in the first match of many throughout this Bucknell Invitational. Sam Cooperman with you here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube page. As we start set 2, NJIT tries to come back and even the score. A comeback win for LIU as NJIT had a 20-18 advantage late in the first, but then the Sharks were able to come back to win it 25-21. So set 2, NJIT, Juliana Impaglia, the senior captain and setter. Over to Scott, the LIU defensive stud, and that's a winner right there in the middle, coming for the Sharks from Sophie Young. Carolina Nova. LIU looks to move its record to 2-2. NJIT sits at 1-3 as it currently stands. Impaglia the high set. Bologna awarded the point for NJIT. Whistles blew as that went across. It's a violation on LIU. It's tied up at 1 in the onset of the second set. Bucknell and George Washington coming up after this on the Patriot League on ESPN. Go to ESPN Plus for that information. There's LIU to pull ahead 2-1. A ferocious winner coming from Haskova, the senior from Prague. Anastasia Scott with their team up a point here. Impaglia the set. Augustine blocked, but out of bounds. Tied at 2. First set, NJIT hit 211, LIU 324. So the hitting percentages have been pretty high here thus far. Serve from Volleyball is out of play after that sequence. Varela, I should say, I beg your pardon. 3-2 LIU. Mukura and Mertz in for LIU, taking off Haskova and Young. Ali Mertz's serve. Impaglia the setup. Augustine goes into the net. Mertz again. Impaglia. Branch between two blockers for the point. Berg and Smith were sanding there, but that did not faze Courtney Branch. Gets Morales on serve for the Highlanders. Miscommunication on the back row for LIU and a point for NJIT. That is the first ace for NJIT and the second of the match. 2 in a row for the Highlanders. Gets Morales, gives up the point. So in both cases thus far, a service ace has been followed by a service error. Amaris Smith, who had both the ace and the error in the first set, gets this over. Impaglia with the back set for Branch. Back to NJIT, Malone. Mertz. Haskova couldn't put it away. Branch tries to and does. Courtney Branch makes it 5-all. Cami Augustine, a sophomore from Belleville, Illinois. Scott up for Nova, cross court for the winner. Score 6-5 as LIU takes off the libero Scott. Serve from Katie Berg. Impaglia goes over herself. Berg retreats. Mertz up and over. Impaglia. Valone! 6 aside. Side out. Highlanders get served back. And they bring on Doa Emil the freshman libero. Emil with a bit of a miscommunication. Amaris Smith was not sure to let that go or not, and it hit her right in the hands. That is a service ace and a point for NJIT. 7-6. It's their first lead of the second set. Mertz sets up Nova. And it's a point for NJIT. Goes into the net. See if Doa Emil can give her team a somewhat comfortable lead here, with them now up 2. Mertz. Nova. Point Highlanders. That's a miss. Pedro Trevino watching on. He was looking towards the line judge for the call and certainly tried to aid the call. Doa Emil serving again. Hits the tape and goes over. Back set for Mukura. She's blocked. Impaglia, little floater. Mertz. That's a winner for the Sharks. Lucia with the point. Mertz and Mukura make way for the return of Young and Haskova. Sophie Young, the sophomore, is ready to set. Emil, Valone. Scott, a great defensive effort to keep the point alive. And now LIU a chance to reset and put it away, as they do. And the Sharks trim it to 1. Lucia on the interior with the back-to-back kills. Valone. Young over to Nova. And it does not kiss the line. It is an NJIT point. So 10-8 Highlanders. Again, they face Bucknell tomorrow morning, so you imagine both of these teams will be sticking around to watch the Bucknell GW match coming up at 6. Set from Young, fluttered over from Nova. Impaglia. Bit of a back and forth affair, but Impaglia couldn't keep that alive any longer. Carolina Nova to tie it up. Impaglia sets up. One that goes long. Gets Morales trying to paint the corner, but could not. And 10-all. Nova. Impaglia. Through the middle and through some blockers. Varela with the point, the sophomore from Portugal. 11-10 NJIT. Here is Asher Valone. On the far side, Haskova gets it done. Just falling away and got it through. And 11-11. Anastasia Scott here. Impaglia up for Augustine and Long. (12-11) Sharks here in set 2. They won the first 25-21. And Anastasia Scott makes Emil really have to lunge back for it. Scott here. Up for Hoskova. She is blocked with authority. Cammie Augustine for the point for NJIT, and we're tied at 12. Courtney Branch is in for a meal. Ines Varela, 2021 America East All-Rookie Team. Young, out ahead, it is blocked as Smith tried to get it over but was denied. Varela on serve here. As the day progresses, Davis Gym will start to file in more and more. Scott calls out instructions. Smith can't finish the point. And neither can Getz Morales. She does finish it, but for the other team, as LIU is tied at 13. Young and Hoskova come off. Mertz and Mukura. Celine Mukura standing at 6'5", the tallest player in this particular match and the entire tournament. Meanwhile, that's put away by Berg in the middle, and LIU back on top. There's Mertz. Gets behind Augustine and behind all of NJIT's back row. LIU, a 3-point stretch and a 2-point lead. Looking to go up 2-0 in their first match of the weekend here in Lewisburg. Allie Mertz. Augustine, way up high. Gets Morales, mistimed it and mishandled it. Timeout called by Pedro Trevino. It's 16-13. The Sharks of LIU are up by 3.
Everybody wants to eat better. And the only thing better than eating better is eating better while you're spending less. And that's what you'll get at your neighborhood Wise Market. Whether it's everyday low price, buy more, save more, or a weekly ad special, you'll spend less at Wise. All the food you like at prices you'll love.
Eat better, spend less, that's Wise.
At times like these, we lean on each other. Family, friends, neighbors. We're united in the fight. Geisinger was born more than 100 years ago in the face of another public health crisis. We beat that one, we'll beat this one too. By doing what we've always done, provide world-class health care to our neighbors and friends and their families. Long live heroes. Long live everyone.
Rutgers Newark in town there. NJIT is in the Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. Jackie Ehlers, his assistant, former All-American at St. John's. Highlanders taking on a Bucknell team that they haven't seen in a little bit. They'll play Bucknell tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. start. That'll be on the Patriot League on ESPN. The Bison 4-1 all-time against NJIT. The last match in 2018 went 3-1 to Bucknell. NJIT's lone win over Bucknell came back in 2009, 3-0. Bison taking on George Washington after this one concludes. 6 o'clock projected start. Go on ESPN Plus and you can watch all the Bucknell matches all year long. Carolina Nova on serve. Augustine the dig. Over to Getz Morales. Missed it long. Just a touch. Set point. This would be an identical finish to the first set, as 24-21 is the score after it was 20-18 NJIT here in the second. And that is what we get. Amaris Smith makes it 25-21 in the second, identical to the first. Coming back for the third set as LIU leads it 2-0 right here on Bucknell Athletics on YouTube.
And he was never seen again.
Boy, talk about scary. You should see these fees on our checking and savings account.
Emily's dad saves a bunch at PenFed.
Oh, your dad wasn't in the military.
He doesn't have to be.
Everyone can get great rates at PenFed.
You should probably join PenFed.
Get hassle-free checking with no ATM or monthly fees.
Are you going to be here all night?
Whether you're in uniform or not.
PenFed's got great rates for everyone.
For me, the best part about being a primary care clinician is establishing that long-lasting and unique relationship that you have with the patient, but also extending that to their families. Once you've established that rapport, you can really help someone reach the highest quality of care as well as allow them to become the best version of themselves.
Hi, I'm Carly Baryak-Tarovich. I'm a senior management.
For me, the best part about being a primary care clinician is establishing that long-lasting and unique relationship that you have with the patient, but also extending that to their families. Once you've established that rapport, you can really help someone reach the highest quality of care as well as allow them to become the best version of themselves.
Lisa, this is a message from the Sheetz Curbside Broadcast System. Use your Sheetz app, Lisa. Order dinner for you and Jeff and the kids. And throw in your favorite chips and soda. Why not? Good curbside handoff. Sweet job, everyone. The Sheetz Curbside Broadcast System thanks you. Sheetz run and done.
Every pass, every point, every win. What you don't see, the preparation, the dedication of every Bucknell student-athlete as they strive to become champions and leaders who thrive in the classroom and beyond. Their passion for excellence fuels that pursuit, opening doors to a lifetime of success by way of Bucknell.
We're on a set 3 here from Bucknell's Davis Gym, the home of Bucknell Bison Volleyball. You'll see the Bucknell Bison in action tonight at 6 against George Washington as the Bucknell Invitational kicks off with this match, LIU and NJIT. LIU has won the first 2 sets, 25-21 in each, after NJIT held a 20-18 lead in each, but then faltered down the stretch. Serve back with the LIU Sharks looking for Coach Ken Koh's 100th career win. He sits at 99 coming into today and this weekend. NJIT gets the first point of the third, and it comes from Taylor West, her first appearance of the day. Freshman from Bolivar, Ohio. And maybe a few changes to Pedro Trevino's group will turn the tides. Ellie Torres is on serve here from Newtown, Pennsylvania. Right into the net, even at 1. LIU's Carolina Nova on serve here. Already has a service ace to her name today. One of 3 that the Sharks have picked up. Impaglia, the back set, gets Morales for the kill. Juliana Impaglia really paving the way for her team with 20 assists dished out for the first 2 sets, and now, of course, up to 21 after that. Emile. Up for Smith. She was blocked, and it's an NJIT point. Branch sealed off the area, and Morales gets it done. NJIT looking to make a comeback here. They've been right in the proceedings today, but the scoreboard is leering the other way. That's a winner for LIU and Lucia. 3-2. Olivia Lucia, redshirt sophomore, standing at 6'1", one of 8 that's 6 foot or taller on LIU, and she goes long. Scoreboard 4-2 in favor of NJIT. Gets Morales off the side out. Highlanders trying to push this to a 4th and then a 5th. Gets Morales low on the serve. Set up by Young and put down for the kill. Haskova with the point. Barbara Haskova, one of 2 from the Czech Republic, hailing from the city of Prague, a metropolis over there. Haskova and Young step off here. LIU for the match hitting 264, NJIT at 203. Serve from Mertz, back row to the libero Emile. And Augustine is blocked down for another Shark point. That was Rumor Roulet, a sophomore from Tucson, Arizona. Her first appearance. And you guessed it, she's tall. 6'4" is what she stands at. Mertz's serve, back row. And Paglia over to Branch, who slides it through. Mukura. Back to the Highlanders here. Walker just has to gently place it over. And there Smith goes right through 2 for 1. 5-4. Sharks up here in the third. LIU an 11 a.m. start tomorrow against George Washington. NJIT 9 a.m. against Bucknell. And all the Bucknell matches on ESPN Plus, on the Patriot League on ESPN. Augustine dumps that over, but Mertz the sliding dig. Mukura the standing shot. Mertz, Smith, blocked in by Branch. These invitationals across the country happening for the first few weeks of the season give all these teams a really good litmus test as to what they're going to see in conference play. As Augustine's serve with the assistance from the tape goes over. Nova. Beautiful stop from Walker as the point keeps going. Mertz, Nova, and Steve Cooper blows his whistle. Point NJIT. Double touch. (6-5) Highlanders. Mertz collared for the ball handling error. And that's a service error for Cammie Augustine. McDonald replaces Smith. Out of Portage, Michigan. Right into the net. Service error going back the other way with NJIT up a point. We'll say for LIU's height, they don't have a lot of blocks. Not a lot of blocks today. NJIT is doubling them up in that category as Nova goes through for the point. 7-all. Back with LIU. Two-time all-conference libero, Anastasia Scott. McDonald, Mertz taps it up, but did she reach over? Yes, she did. Point for the Highlanders. So 8-7 NJIT here early in the third. Impaglia from the back row. Mertz, Mukura. Point, Sharks. Tied at 8. Hoskova and Young are in. Mukura and Mertz are out. That has been a frequent substitution by Kenko. One set away from career win number 100. And Paglia gets Morales, has it stopped by Scott. Up for Nova. Tipped up front and nobody can rescue it, despite the efforts of the senior Impaglia. Sophie Young with her team up a point. Early third. Soon turning to middle third. Impaglia, the beautiful set for West. And LIU from the opposite side gets the point from Nova. (10-8) as the third rolls along. LIU looking to start off their Bucknell Invitational appearance with a sweep. Impaglia for West. Scott, some stellar defense. Placed over by Hoskova. Impaglia, blocked in the middle. Gets Morales, puts it long. Four points in a row for LIU to take an 11-8 lead here in the third. With Sophie Young on serve. Impaglia gets Morales. Gets Morales, that time to tap it with two hands, and eventually West is the last on that joust. 11-9, serve back to NJIT. Emma Goodwin, the senior from Chicago, Illinois. In for Cammie Augustine. So the Highlanders going a little deeper into their bench here in the third. Maybe some fresh legs out there. Ellie Torres. Highlanders back with it. Recently checked in. Goodwin could not put that away. McDonald tries to do that. And Paglia the set. Gets Morales, weaves it through for the point. NJIT looking to tie things at 11 here with Ellie Torres, the junior outside hitter, set to serve. LIU with 5 in the back row to return. And they don't have to return. That goes long and wide. Amara Smith replaces Jordan McDonald. Carolina Nova. Gets Morales. Within 1. Courtney Branch is back in. Taylor West rotates off. 25-21 the score in each of the first 2 sets, both going to LIU. Smith denied, but the block goes out of bounds. It's a Sharks point. Both of those first 2, it was 20-18 NJIT, and then identical 7-1 runs to complete the set for LIU. And Paglia sets up the winner from Getz Morales. 13-12 LIU, serve back to the Highlanders. This time 3-3 on the Getz Morales serve. And Paglia. Goodwin puts it away. She's pumped up. NJIT evens the score at 13. Timeout, Ken Coe and the LIU Sharks. 13-13 in set 3. We'll see if NJIT can push this to a 4th.
Everybody wants to eat better. And the only thing better than eating better is eating better while you're spending less. And that's what you'll get at your neighborhood Wise Market. Whether it's everyday low price, buy more, save more, or a weekly ad special, you'll spend less at Wise. All the food you like at prices you'll love.
Eat better, spend less, that's Wise.
Back to action here at Bucknell's first home volleyball invitational since 2019. The Bucknell Invitational with all contests featuring the Bucknell Bison airing on the Patriot League on ESPN. Ones like this that feature 2 visiting schools will air right here on Bucknell Athletics on YouTube. Sam Cooperman with you on this Friday late afternoon. Getz Morales for NJIT with her team going on a run to tie it at 13. And they take the lead at 14-13 after Hoskova misses long. LIU 25-21 wins in each of the first 2 sets. Here is Getz Morales on serve. Young the back set. Hoskova this time wins it. Mertz and Mukuru are in, with Hoskova and Young out. Allie Mertz, the junior. What a save on the backside by Impaglia to keep this point alive, and here she is to set it up, and Goodwin wins the point. What hustle and effort from Juliana Impaglia with one arm to punch it over from the side pole behind R1 and then races back to the Bison logo to set up the winner. (15-14), NJIT 10 away from taking their first set of the day and pushing this to a 4th. Emma Goodwin. A service ace and a 16-14 lead. Ace is now 3-3 for the match between the two teams. Mertz gets it over herself, but not in bounds. 17-14 in favor of the Highlanders. If they win this set, this would be their first come-from-behind set win, or first set win when they're down in the match, because they're 1-3 on the year, but swept St. Peter's this week. The others they lost at NIU were 0-3 scores. Mukura threw a couple blockers. Mukura blocks it out of bounds. Point, NJIT. Kenko with the substitution. He wants to bring on the middle blocker, Katie Berg. And he does. In for Rumor Roulette. Juliana and Paglia right here. And I beg your pardon, is still Goodwin. Up high for Smith, just dunks it down. But Goodwin rescues the point. Mertz, the low set, and the winner from Berg. The sheer size up front for LIU is quite imposing. You have Berg at 6'4", Mukura at 6'5". It's 18-15 NJIT. McDonald. So back with the Sharks. Here's Nova. Impaglia. Torres gets it over. Mertz right here. Nova gets the point. A little low line drive. And the Sharks trim it to 18-16. McDonald on serve. Impaglia the back set. Here's Branch. Tapped. And the point for the Highlanders. 19-16. So after this, we'll have Bucknell and GW airing on ESPN+. Branch, Scott, Mertz, Nova, blocked for the point by Taylor West. So here's a 4-point cushion with 5 points needed to win the third set for NJIT. We'll see if the Highlanders can hang on. Mertz leaves it up for Mukura, and she places it through. Sharks back on serve, down 20-17. We'll find out if a familiar script repeats itself here in the third. Katie Berg steps off. Scott. Impaglia right here. And the point given to the Highlanders, Ellie Torres. 21-17, 4 more to go. Serve back with NJIT. Campbell Walker steps off. The libero, Emile, is on. The captain in Paglia's serve to McDonald, Mertz, Nova, tipped up front. Impaglia the set. West waits for it in the middle. She gets blocked right there by Lucia. Ali Mertz, Celine Mukura. Come off. LIU within 3. Sharks looking to wrap this up in a sweep. NJIT trying to push to a 4th. Serve from Young, middle of the back row. Gets Morales. Had it deflected. Three away from this going to a fourth. And the Highlanders have Caitlin Arias, a junior from California, in to serve. Scott underneath for Young. There's Nova. Just drops it in the bucket. Amaris Smith is in for Jordan McDonald. Carolina Nova. And Paglia's back set for Gets Morales. That's a rip. 2 away for NJIT. Emil. Deflected up front. Highlanders with a chance. Gets Morales. Misses long. Lucia's serve. And Paglia, and gets Morales, an unforced error. LIU needs 4 to close out the set. NJIT needs 2. And before we get to that sequence, Pedro Trevino calls his group over for the Highlanders. So Kenko and company looking to push this to a sweep and then get some live film in and some rest and recovery prior to tomorrow's 2 matches. Their #1 fan on the side, Kenko's French Bulldog, Biggie Smalls. He's awaiting to the side. Hopefully we get a good look at him. There the NJIT Highlanders as they look to send this to a 4th set. And that's who's serving for LIU with very little wiggle room. Olivia Lucia, redshirt sophomore from Ohio. That goes long. Set point for NJIT. Adriana gets Morales. Looking to win it 25-21 for NJIT. Young, the back set. Oskova was blocked, but she recovers. And Berg puts it down and has Emil spinning head over heels. Mertz and Mukura in. Young comes off. Oskova out as well. Here's Allie Mertz. Team down 2. We'll need to win 2 points in a row for LIU to try and have a chance to win this in straight sets. And Paglia. Godwin was blocked, but the Highlanders still in it. Mertz. Smith. What a recovery from Godwin. Emil pops it over. Scott. Mertz. Mukura. Through the middle. Emil kept that alive, and we are back to LIU's side of the floor. Smith, with some help from the net, has the point. What a sequence, but a sequence that LIU comes out on the better side of. They still need to win this point. It remains set point. Momentary shoe tying break on the NJIT side of the floor. Juliana and Paglia gets up. Her team aligns defensively, using the sweat mop-up break to get itself resituated. Allie Mertz on serve, and not going to happen just yet. Timeout is called. So both teams chatted up. Look at the match stats. LIU 269 hitting percentage, NJIT at 190. NJIT with 2 more service errors, 8 to LIU 6. Each team with 3 aces. Digs even. Blocks in favor of NJIT. And LIU with 2 25-21 set wins that have them positioned to take this one. And there is a good dog. That is Biggie Smalls. He has his own Instagram page. You want to follow him for some fun, like Biggie eating off the Cherry Garcia Ben & Jerry's ice cream lid and some other fun adventures. His bio reads, "From Budapest to Brooklyn." And he is a good boy indeed. 24-23. NJIT trying to close out the third. LIU serving with Mertz. And Paglia sets it up. Godwin is blocked, but it somehow goes over. Credit to Campbell Walker for getting that over. She blocks Mukura's attempt there too. Godwin goes upstairs, deflected. Mukura taps it over, but eventually the Highlanders take the third. A frantic finish to set 3, but it goes to the visitors from New Jersey, 25-23, as we head into the fourth.
When you shop at Wise, you now get rewards points for almost everything you buy. From coffee to croutons, seltzer to salad dressing, mustard to moose tracks. And all those points add up to big savings on food and fuel. Saving money? That's smart. Earning points every time you shop? That's Wise.
Eat better, spend less. That's Wise.
See wisemarkets.com for program details and exclusions.
At times like these, we lean on each other. Family, friends, neighbors. We're united in the fight. Geisinger was born more than 100 years ago in the face of another public health crisis. We beat that one, we'll beat this one too. By doing what we've always done, provide world-class health care to our neighbors and friends and their families. Long live heroes. Long live everyone.
Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, AVP, has resumed daily round-trip flights to Washington's Dulles. Leave AVP in the morning, be in D.C. for the day, and return in time for dinner. Or fly hassle-free from AVP to Charlotte and Chicago with daily flights heading south and west. It's safe, easy, and convenient. Download the Fly AVP app to track departures and arrivals, check parking lot and garage space, and terminal amenities. Fly AVP hassle-free.
For me, the best part about being a primary care clinician is establishing that long-lasting and unique relationship that you have with the patient, but also extending that to their families. Once you've established that rapport, you can really help someone reach the highest quality of care as well as allow them to become the best version of themselves.
Whether it's Red Robin Burgers at home or at our place, we'll always give you plenty to smile about.
Red Robin. Yum.
NJIT with their backs against the wall take the third set, 25-23, and we're on to a fourth here in the first matchup of many at this weekend's Bucknell Invitational here in Lewisburg. Sam Cooperman with you on Bucknell Athletics on YouTube. this is where you can find all of the matches that do not feature the Bucknell Bison this weekend being played. And boy, oh boy, are there a whole lot still to come. It's a super busy weekend. This match is followed by GW and Bucknell at 6. Tomorrow, NJIT and Bucknell, a 9 a.m. start. And then you'll be back here for 11 a.m. LIU and GW. 2 p.m. you can also be back here. GW takes on NJIT. And then the tournament finishes at 4 o'clock tomorrow with Bucknell hosting LIU on the Patriot League on ESPN. So LIU does not get the sweep, but they are in the driver's seat up 2-1. These 3 sets decided by a combined 10 points. So the margin for error is razor thin. Highlanders coached by 4th-year head coach at NJIT, Pedro Trevino. An NJIT men's volleyball alum. And the captain in Paglia begins the 4th. That's a cross-court winner from Lucia. Here is Carolina Nova awaiting her chance to serve. Again, Bucknell and GW coming up next. Bison 3-0 coming into their home event. The libero with it as Emil sets it up. Young the back set. And Haskova misses just wide of the corner. One aside here early in the 4th. Big block by Godwin. Scott gets Morales. Impaglia, the back set, and gets Morales the finish. Impaglia up to 33 assists in this match. Gets Morales, leads NJIT and all players with 11 kills. And Torres remains on serve. Grazes the tape just a touch, and that may have thrown off the trajectory as NJIT gets a service ace. That ace, their 4th of the match. Highlanders take the early 3-1 lead here in the 4th after the 25-23 third set win to push this to the 4th frame. Smith cross court. Emil was there for the dig. She digs that out again too. Godwin. Young out ahead and a big block for West. Some early energy on the NJIT side of the floor here to start the 4th. And these are the kind of building blocks that teams can take into conference play, which is just on the horizon. Here's Torres. Deflected in the middle. Impaglia, the back set, gets Morales, goes cross court. Scott out ahead. Smith is blocked. I think it was West that got it. Gets Morales also sealed off the area, but that's eventually finished off from the right side by Haskova. So LIU makes its rotations as it trails 4-2 and gets served back here. Olivia Lucia. Right into the net. Back to NJIT with a 5-2 cushion. Courtney Branch in for Taylor West. LIU knows all too well that a 2-0 lead is certainly not safe, as that stretches long from Emile to go down to 5-3. I say that because in their first weekend in Tucson, they were down 2-0 to Alabama State. They won the final 3, including a 32-30 finish in the 4th, before winning the 5th 15-9. So they're well aware of what can happen if a team lets its guard down. Mertz to the back row. Impaglia out ahead. Placed over by Getz Morales. Blocked through the middle. Branch and Getz Morales converge to make it 6-3. Probably the strongest start that the Highlanders have had to any set yet. And we'll see if the good times keep rolling. Bit of a mistimed jump, but it doesn't cost Roulet and the Sharks. Nova with the point. Serve back to LIU. NJIT to bring on Campbell Walker, the sophomore libero and defensive specialist. Of course, not playing libero, but listed as that. Getz Morales is rotated off. Amaris Smith. Godwin went up to get it, and get it she did. NJIT 7-4. So Godwin didn't play the first 2 sets, but she really has brought a spark of energy, hitting .444 for the match. Blocked in the middle. There is Godwin. And Paglia decides to do matters herself. Mukura for the winner. At some point, you have to keep yourself in it by just tipping your cap and moving it along when Celine Mukura rises up like that. The sophomore from Rwanda makes it 7-5 NJIT as LIU pulls to within 2. Nova had it blocked. Back in the Highlander end. Torres up and over. Mertz. Nova for the point. .7-6 here. All of a sudden the Sharks starting to find their footing. It was 5-2 Highlanders, then it's been a 5-2 run the other way. They make that 6-2 as we're now tied at 7 after the Sharks get the point. And Paglia up for Branch. Mukura. Diving stop by Godwin to keep the point going. And Torres doesn't finish it. Mertz. Back row attempt from Smith. As NJIT on its heels and Godwin misfires. First LIU lead of the 3rd. Aside from the opening point of the set, of the 4th, beg your pardon. Paglia sets it up. Torres places it over. Here's the all-conference libero Scott to Mukura through 2 blockers. 9-7 Sharks. Anastasia Scott. Diving stop by Emile. Nova. Torres. Branch for the point. Score moves to 9-8. Bucknell and GW patiently waiting to get on. Branch goes back. Mertz. Mukura. Godwin. Tip through the middle, but West salvages it. And Torres has it whistled dead first. An error on NJIT's side to make it 10-8 LIU in the fourth. Mertz and Mukura step off. West, right into her own net. Off the young serve, it goes to LIU to make it 11-8. Sharks' largest lead of the fourth set. And the New Zealanders, Sophie Young. Torres has it saved by Impaglia, but on the third touch, that's all there is to say about that. 12-8 LIU, and Pedro Trevino has seen enough. He'd like a break. 12-8 in favor of LIU here in the fourth. The Highlanders chatted over here at Bucknell.
Lisa, this is a message from the Sheets Curbside Broadcast System. Use your Sheets app, Lisa. Order dinner for you and Jeff and the kids. And throw in your favorite chips and soda. Why not? Good curbside handoff. Sweet job, everyone. The Sheets Curbside Broadcast System thanks you. Sheets run and done.
A lot's changed in 30-plus years, but one thing remains the same. When you're ready for a new car or truck, count on the Fairfield Auto Group for fantastic deals. With 800 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, you'll find exactly what you want at the price you need. So while trends come and go, you'll always find the same incredible selection and savings you expect from the Fairfield family. With 5 locations in Central PA, Fairfield Auto Group for fantastic deals.
So after the NJIT timeout, we'll see what the Highlanders have up their sleeve, trailing 12-8 in the fourth. LIU leads the match 2-1. The first match of a weekend full of them here at the Bucknell Invitational. Impaglia sets up Torres, who places that nicely. Side out, and let's see if NJIT can get a run going as Campbell Walker is taken off. The captain Impaglia serve that up. A vicious winner right over to our producer Terry Burke, and kudos to him. He caught that one with ease. Hoskova with the kill, and 13-9 in favor of LIU. Gets Morales for the point. 13-10 here. It is NJIT trailing by 3. And Ellie Torres, the junior from Newtown, Pennsylvania, playing back in her home state. Big setup and big finish for Olivia Lucia. LIU needs 11 more points, and they'll take this match 3-1. NJIT, having already staved off elimination in the third, looking to push this to a fifth. Impaglia, the setup, gets Morales, can't put it away. And off a few deflections, gets Morales, is the last to touch it, as LIU has itself a point. The work of Hoskova. First time we see Anissa Lopez, who hails from Long Beach, California, began her collegiate career at Long Beach City College. Impaglia for West. Had to adjust in midair. And Smith for the kill. Amaris Smith, a big start to her freshman career. Led the team in kills the first 2 matches at Arizona, including the win over Alabama State. They got to play Arizona, Alabama State, and then New Mexico State, taking one of those 3. 16-10 LIU here in the 4th. Godwin tried to put it away, could not. And Paglia with the back set. And off the deflection, Getz Morales has a Highlander point. Branch in for West. NJIT down 5 at 16-11. Doa Emil. Third touch from Smith. Emil with a really nice placement there. And a scramble situation here for the Highlanders. And on the third touch, Godwin couldn't bring it over. 17-11, LIU needs 8 more to take the match in 4. Young and Haskova are taken off. Mertz, one of the 2 brought back in on that serve. Godwin rises up, but is denied in a big way. Rumor Roulette was right in the middle of that. You have a 6'4" middle blocker, and then on the outside, 6'5" Mukura. That is tough to go up against. Getz Morales brings it over. Nova on the rescue. Smith brings it through. Godwin up top for Getz Morales, who misses wide. LIU 6 away. Mertz's serve goes a little too far. And it's interesting because NJIT started off this set best they did any set, getting up ahead 5-2. Really never rekindled that magic since then. Mukura. Back the other way for Godwin. Scott the first touch. Set up Mertz and then Smith. And Paglia for Branch. And that's a Highlander point, 19-13. NJIT trails and make it 20-13 off that service error from Getz Morales. This set, NJIT hitting 067 to LIU's 241. For the match, it's 261 to 167. Amaris Smith awaits on Michael McPole, one of the 2 officials for this one. He was verifying something at the table. And consider it verified. 5 to go. Bucknell and GW on the Patriot League on ESPN after this wraps up. And Paglia underneath. Pats it back for Godwin, and Mukura reached over the net. (20-14), Highlanders within 6, but running out of lifelines. Emma Godwin, the senior. Big run up. Scott lunges for it. Nova blocked right in the middle. Branch and Impaglia converge and win the point for NJIT. Kenko wants a timeout. All of a sudden, the rally towels are out for NJIT. LIU trying to finish strong here. So 25-21 wins in the first two sets for LIU. Then NJIT took 5-23. And here the Highlanders are trying to be as pesky as ever and give themselves a chance to send this to 5 in a 1st-to-15 scenario. Again, the Highlanders will be up and at it tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. first serve against the hosting Bucknell Bison. Before they wrap up play, when they get the last of the teams in this event, they get GW at 2 o'clock tomorrow. All the matches featuring Bucknell airing on the Patriot League on ESPN. All of them that do not will be right here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube page. We'll have broadcast of everyone. I'll be on some of the calls. Jake Starr is going to be doing a great job when he comes in to call the bulk of the matches tomorrow. So there's a lot going on here at Bucknell University in terms of athletics this weekend. Juliana Impaglia is in the middle as Godwin serves that up. Mertz underneath. Point, Highlanders. An error on the Sharks. Make it 20-16. LIU side has to be getting a little restless. They were just up 20-13 before the Highlanders have won the last 3. Godwin again on serve. Scott, Mertz, Mukura. Point goes to LIU that time, and now they're 4 away. Rumor Roulette, who's been playing a little more in the middle this set, checks out. Serve from the libero Scott is handled, and Torres goes long. 3 more for the Sharks. Pedro Trevino wants a timeout. So again, to give you a look at what's coming up ahead, and of course NJIT is looking that we have to wait a little longer for that. They want to send this to 5. The GW Colonials under first-year head coach Katie Reifert looking for their first win of the year. They're 0-3 after a couple matches in an event hosted by American and also dropped another one thus far. Meanwhile, Bucknell is a perfect 3-0 after attending St. Francis's event in the first weekend of the season. Had a 5-set win over the Red Flash to cap that productive weekend for Bucknell Bison volleyball. A wonderful event organized this weekend by Coach Tyler Hagstrom in his 3rd year. First time he gets to host an event here, with the last 2 years Bucknell not having an invitational. And it's home Davis Gym. So 25-16 the score here. LIU up 2-1. Needs 3 more points. Libero Anastasia Scott. Not quite what she drew up. Taylor West in. Doa Emil is out. And Branch on serve. Nova to the side for Mertz. Mukura. And Paglia to Torres. Off the side of Mukura, it is 22-18. A 5-2 run here late in the 4th. With NJIT running out of time, they have managed to tighten this one a little closer. Impaglia, Torres. Scott is just a mastermind defensively. Nova drops it over, miscommunication, diving effort by Impaglia, and Branch keeps it in. This point is not over. Mukura tries to change that. She does not. Back the other way. Scott upstairs for Nova. On the 3rd touch, it's back over the other side by Walker. Nova. That's wide. NJIT does not want this match to end. They're 3 away from tying it up. Branch on serve. Mertz. Nova. Low dig from Walker, and it leads to Impaglia getting it to go over. Mukura rises up and pats it down. Here is Torres. That is Godwin to chip it over. Mertz, the back set. Mukura, the winner. 23-19. Kenko takes out Mertz and Mukura. He inserts Young and Haskova. Here is Sophie Young. Impaglia the other way to Torres. Has it blocked. And a big one for the Sharks. Haskova, who just came back in, sets up. Bucknell and GW sides are waiting to get on the court. NJIT out of errors they can make, and they make one to wrap it up. LIU takes it in 4 sets. 25-19 is the final here in the fourth. The final for the match is 25-21, 25-21, 23-25, and 25-19. A fun one between LIU and NJIT here to open up the 2022 Bucknell Invitational. Of course, we have a whole lot more on deck. Bucknell and GW at the top of the hour coming up on the Patriot League on ESPN. Go get yourself on ESPN Plus and take in all of the volleyball happening at Bucknell University this weekend. For our entire crew from inside the Davis Gym, my name is Sam Cooperman saying so long. LIU wins it in 4 right here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube page.